This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. With your hosts, the voice of the Blackjacks, Nick Kosko.
And head coach Ron James.
Now, Blackjacks Weekly.
First and 10 now from their own 15-yard line. Still lined up wide right. Brown to the left. And it'll be Grant in motion in the slot right side. Smith takes the snap. He is back. He is looking, airing it out deep. He wants Grant deep, and it is caught for the touchdown. Antoine Grant leaping into the bench area, and the Blackjacks are back on top. Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, it's Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. I'm your host, Nick Kosko, joined alongside by Atlantic City Blackjacks head coach Ron James as we head into Week 11 already of the Arena Football League season. Blackjacks coming off a ginormous win over the weekend over the Washington Valor, 70-41, and they're going to be taking on the Philadelphia Soul this Saturday back home at Boardwalk Hall. First home game in a month, actually. Then they'll hit the bye week, and then Week 13, they'll wrap things up in the regular season versus the Baltimore Brigade on Sunday, July 21st at 4 p.m. Also at Boardwalk Hall. Coach, glad you're with us here on a Wednesday as we have the 4th of July holiday tomorrow. I think we have to dive in first, of course, to that huge win over the Valor on Saturday. You guys break the three-game losing streak. You guys come out firing on all cylinders in all phases of the football game. We've been talking about it all season long. When is that first complete game coming? And I think that first complete game came out in full force on Saturday.
We would have loved to have it earlier in the season, but it was timely because when you're looking at that game, it was a must-win going down to Washington. And like you said, every aspect of the football game went well for us: offense, defense, and special teams. Warren Smith played lights out again. 2 weeks in a row, he's done his thing, and he's been spectacular. Antoine Grant had another big game. A kickoff return, Kieran Jones got into the action. The defense created some turnovers for the first time in weeks. So it was great to see that. And we scored off of every one of those turnovers. We put up the most points this game. 70 points is the most in the league this season. So really good aspect for us to get the monkey off our back, so to speak.
It's a nice little tidbit there, knowing that because of the way the timing rules are set up this year for Arena Football, pretty much the most points you've seen all season long, I believe, was when you guys took on Albany a couple weeks ago, 63-61. That was the highest combined score of the season as well. And it just happens to come when Warren's playing quarterback, and Warren Smith is going to join us in the next segment of the program. So if we still go back to that first, not that first game, the first complete game you guys have played all season long, 70-41, you guys beat Washington. It's like you said, it's Warren's second straight start. He was nearly flawless again, throwing the football, even running the football even better than he did the previous week as well. But you just mentioned it, the defense finally had that breakout game they were waiting for in at least over a month. You have to go back to Week 2 against Columbus, the games against the Baltimore Brigade back at home. You have a couple turnovers, a couple interceptions, 2 from Marvin Ross. Monte Lewis gets a strip sack late in the game as well on that wacky play. We can dive into that a little bit as well. But the defense, after that first half, just teed off in the second half.
Oh, so much fun to see the defense come alive the way they did. And we talked about it at halftime. We said, you know what, we're going to be the last team to score at the end of the half, and we've got to get a stop because they're getting the ball coming out in the second half. We did those two things and then some. And so, it was just a lot of fun as a coach to sit back there and see these guys come alive and see the passion and see the turnovers and the way that the lopsided score kept going for us, and just knowing that we're playing something, great that night and then playing for something big again the next week is, this is the time of year you want to have that. You want to start playing your best football. We would have liked to have given back the 3-game losing streak that we had, but at the same time, we've got a lot of good things in front of us and a lot of permutations for the playoffs that still exist. But, the biggest thing, Nick, is I like seeing those guys smile and have fun. And so it was great to see that. And that bus ride back from D.C. was a lot easier to take with a win under our belt.
It certainly was, and I think it also helped out that we were watching a couple classic films on the bus as well. That helped us out as well. Going back to that wacky play before we dive into the playoff implications of that game and the 2 games coming up for you guys, that wacky play I'm talking about came on Marvin Ross's second interception of the ball game, but it was Monte Lewis's strip sack, went into the end zone. And I know you guys ended up challenging this play as well, but you saw one of their linemen dive on the football, and he somehow threw it backwards, and it hung up in the air, and that's, of course, when Marvin was able to come down with the interception. We thought upstairs it was going to be a safety, and you guys would get the ball back, because it looked like from up top, he dove on the ball. It was on the ground, he was on the ground, and then he threw it up for grabs. What were you guys thinking on that challenge? But I mean, it ended up in your favor anyway, because you guys ended up scoring a touchdown on that next drive anyway. But what were you guys thinking on the bench when that happened?
Well, really, it was a no-lose challenge. When you look at it, I mean, we're either going to get the ball in scoring position, or we're going to get the safety and get the score and get the ball back. So, either way you looked at it was a positive for us. But the initial call was baffling, because they told us it was an incomplete pass. And I was like, how's it an incomplete pass when we clearly knocked the ball loose from the quarterback? It was fumbled backwards, and a lineman scooped it up. You can't have an incomplete pass from a lineman behind the line of scrimmage.
And they didn't blow the play dead in the process.
Yeah, I know. It was crazy. So he said, well, what are you challenging? I said, well, pretty obvious to me. I want to challenge the fact that it was a forced fumble, and either we got a safety or it's our ball out in the field of play at about the 8-yard line. So they kind of looked at me puzzled, and I said, just go watch the TV, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I guess what had happened was the referee's view was obstructed, so all he saw was the ball flying forward. And so these are bang plays. It's tough to catch all of that, but at the same time, you've got to be on top of it. And they got the call right ultimately, and we went in and scored, and we got more points off of turnovers. The irony to it, the whole thing. Before the pregame, Nick, I got to say it was the funniest thing, because their coach kept saying, we're going to hang 70 on Atlantic City.
I was just about to dive into that, considering this is what I heard from the players a couple times during the bus ride down the night before, and of course in the pregame locker room. You hear these guys saying they say they're going to hang 70 on us. Well, we're going to hang 70 on them, and sure enough, you guys hung 70 on them.
That was nuts, because you're hearing all this stuff, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And I even went up to our defensive coaches before the game. I said, look, if they hang 70 on us this game, go home and pack immediately. And I wasn't kidding with them. They looked at me like, whoa, I can't believe you just said that. I said, this is how bad we need to win. This is how bad I want it. This is how bad you should want it. And we flipped the script on them. And it was funny, because afterwards people are saying we were celebrating the fact that we got 70 points. We were not. We were actually yelling at them who got 70, not that we got 70. I mean, that's points are points. You win, and that's ultimately what you wanted to do. But the key to the whole thing was, against Washington, we had to win by more than 8. That was our magic number. If we won by more than 8, then we would have the tiebreaker on them. Should we tie at the end of the season with identical records, we'll get the playoff berth. So we were cognizant of that fact. Of course, never know that you're going to win by 29. But kudos to our offense and scoring it on every turnover, and the defense for creating those turnovers. And it was a total team effort. And like I said, it was so much fun to see.
It was a very fun game to watch and call at the same time. And you look at those tiebreakers now for the implications for the playoffs as we look ahead now. 2 games left. You guys went out. You're likely in, because you'll have a tiebreaker over Baltimore should you be tied with them, because you've already won 2 out of the 3 games. And obviously, if you win that third one, you're going to beat them 3-0 on the season. The tiebreaker with Washington is always interesting, because the head-to-head is matched up 1-1, but you guys have the point differential over them. But there's another tiebreaker in there that's sprinkled in between for some reason, is the strength of schedule tiebreaker. I believe if you guys went out, it won't matter anyway. But I think that's one of those things where you kind of have to keep an eye on when you guys go into your bye week the week after this weekend.
Well, actually, the strength of schedule does favor us, in so much that we played Albany twice. Right. That's an even. Okay, but we had Philadelphia 3 times, who's got a better record right now than all of us do in the bottom half of the schedule. So, and that favors us at this point. So, and everything else is a neutral. So, that's not going to come into play. And in a 6-team league, it really shouldn't. If you think about it, it should be fairly even. And the fact that the records are all kind of jumbled up underneath that first place position that Albany has also makes that conditional. So, we're in great shape. We're just looking forward to it. And I can't say enough about the way the players attack the football game. And oh, my goodness. I mean, it's just so much fun to be a part of something like that, and to get that monkey off our back, because 3 straight, you're losing games, close games, albeit, but you're losing games, and you've got to get that confidence, that swagger back. And, we're very, very much in tune with the fact that right now we're scoring points. So now to have the defense come up big like that, we've got to get a great defensive effort against Philadelphia, keep ourselves on the winning track.
I'm glad that's all clear for the playoffs. So essentially a win out, and the Atlantic City Blackjacks are going to be going to the playoffs in their first season ever in the Arena Football League. And you mentioned again that swagger back, Coach. I mean, to me, that's probably the best thing for a football team, considering those 3 losses in a row were all on the road, so they weren't in front of the home fans. But you finally get that first road win, so that's a monkey off the back for the team as well. And when you mentioned that swagger coming back, obviously the defense teed off. The offense played a near perfect game, probably almost a perfect game, aside from maybe a couple missed passes and maybe a couple drop balls, and who knows. But it was just a very, very tiny thing. So overall, probably the best game as a team on the season, and that can only help you going forward considering all eyes are on you guys in Philadelphia this weekend at Boardwalk Hall.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of the fact that, half of our offense are rookies. We got 2 guys on the offensive line that are rookies. 2 out of 3 of our wide receivers are rookies. And to be able to bring that together with a very young group, the veteran quarterback, of course, is great leadership, and having a veteran receiver to kind of tie that receiver group together, that really helps, and a veteran center to help do the same with the offensive line. It hasn't been easy. I mean, we've been tethering this thing together tenuously for the last couple of weeks, and now to see the fruits of that labor come into play when we hit Washington, I think was great, particularly because when we went there the time before, we felt like we let one slip away. So we're looking forward to this. This stretch run is what it's all about. Philadelphia's a great football team. I mean, they're on a hot streak. They've won 3 games in a row. What we have to do in this game is pretty simple for us. We have to go out and match their intensity, and we have to execute at a very high level.
It's Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light, live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. We're going to step aside, take a quick break. On the other side, quarterback Warren Smith, fresh off another fantastic start for the Blackjacks this past weekend, will join the program. We'll talk to him about his game, and we'll look ahead to Philadelphia as well. Keep it locked. You're listening to Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's a Major League Baseball 4th of July doubleheader. First in Pittsburgh, it's an NL Central showdown when the Pirates welcome the Chicago Cubs.
And it's gone! There go the fireworks.
Then in Atlanta, the Braves face Bryce Harper and the Philadelphia Phillies.
It's a 4th of July doubleheader. Pirates, Cubs at 3:30, followed by the Phillies and the Braves on 97.3 ESPN.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
Tropicana Atlantic City is not just a 24-hour gaming destination, it's a premier resort providing entertainment for everyone. Located on the beach and boardwalk, it's home to a wide variety of restaurants, bars, pools, and their very own IMAX theater. This season, Tropicana Atlantic City is proud to team up with the Atlantic City Blackjacks as the 2019 inaugural season presenting sponsor. For more information, visit Tropicana.net. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Tilton Fitness, the official gym of the Atlantic City Blackjack players and Diamonds Dance Team, invites you to visit one of our 7 locations throughout New Jersey. Try one of Tilton Fitness's award-winning group exercise classes with over 125 to choose from every week. Use our state-of-the-art cardio and resistance equipment. Take a swim in our pool. Relax in our jacuzzi, steam room, or sauna. And complimentary babysitting for up to 2 hours. Tilton Fitness. See what we have to offer you.
This time of the year is all about celebrating freedom, so free yourself from your old trade. It's the final week of Kia's Summer Sticker Sales event at Matt Platt Kia of Toms River and Matt Platt Kia in Egg Harbor Township. Bring us your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth. Right now, you can lease a 2019 Kia Forte LX for only $199 per month for 36 months with 0 total due at signing, 0 security deposit, and 0 first payment. You simply can't make a mistake. Plus, Matt Platt Kia has the all-new Kia Telluride in stock, and Matt Blatt Kia always offers our 4-day love it or leave it return policy. If you have a job clearing $400 per week, Matt Blatt Kia wants to help you.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
Dial 888-703-6459 or go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details on offers. Expires 7/8/2019. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township, and now on Route 37 in Toms River.
Never go hungry when you have Stir It Up Catering right around the corner. Established in 2002, Stir It Up caters events from Cape May to Philly and everything in between. Catering services range from elegant dinner parties and large weddings to casual food for a laid-back gathering. Standing by the Jersey Fresh motto, Stir It Up Catering supports local farms and fisheries by selecting all homegrown products. Stop by their new storefront off Tilton Road in Egg Harbor Township or go online to stirritupnj.com.
The doctors at Reconstructive Orthopedics are dedicated to getting you expert orthopedic care you need for your bone, joint, muscle, or ligament injury or condition. When you need exceptional care focused on you, see the same orthopedic doctors that treat the Atlantic City Blackjacks at Reconstructive Orthopedics. Available in Bordentown, Cherry Hill, Medford, Morristown, Sewell, Vineland, and Voorhees. Reconstructive Orthopedics, focused on you.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township.
Around the motion man right side. Smith takes the snap, fakes it, and now he's going to run himself. Here goes Warren Smith walking into the end zone for a touchdown. Throws the ball to the Washington bench, and the Blackjacks extend the lead. Now the Blackjacks have first and goal from the 7-yard line. Smith takes the snap, handoff left side to Mawia. No, a fake. Again. Smith fooled me again. He's going to walk in for a touchdown. Warren Smith, the magician. Warren Money Smith, call him whatever you want. My goodness, another rushing touchdown for Warren Smith. He is unbelievable. 2 minutes and counting, 69-41.
Back here at Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township, Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Calls you just heard were from me and Coffee Jones from 97.3 ESPN. Blackjacks defeat the Valor this past weekend, 70-41, and that man who just scored is sitting right next to me, quarterback Warren Smith. Thanks for coming back on. Second time on the show this year. We talked to you earlier in the year. For people who know you about this team, you came in as the backup to quarterback Randy Hippard. He goes down with the injury. You fill in for him against Philadelphia. Then you have these last 2 starts, and you have torn the league up so far in the past 2 weeks that all of a sudden everyone's like, where'd this guy come from? Yet you've played in this league for a handful of years now. You know what you can do. Take me back to that performance on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those games where, our back was against the wall. We lost 3 straight, and we were just trying to look for an answer. And the guys did a good job believing in the game plan, believing in the teammates, and we just went out there and played a full 4-quarter game. We got stops on defense. We had a special team touchdown. We didn't get stopped on offense. So it was good just to finally put a full game together. And we're the kind of team, if we start putting full games together, those are the outcomes that's going to happen. So, it was a great win. We're putting it in the past now because now our focus is on Philadelphia. Like, as you guys talked about earlier, we're 2 games out. I mean, we're 1 game out with 2 games left. So it's a good feeling knowing that you control your own destiny in a way. And that's what we're focusing on. So the win was great. It was great to put up 70 points. It was great to go back against DC, my old team, and play well. But like I said, all the focus is on Philadelphia right now and trying to put our team in the best possible situation to win.
You mentioned that this team has a bit of it's almost like everyone's quiet, but it's that humble confidence, and everyone has that quiet focus this week in practice. I think does that stem from the fact that you guys kind of got your swagger back with a win last week? And obviously, the road trip was long. Yeah. It was tough, but a huge win like that can only propel a team. And now the fact that you look at the standings ahead and you have another rematch with Philadelphia, and Baltimore's going to be coming into town, of course, in a couple weeks. Yeah. You guys have beaten them before, but you find you need that first one over Philadelphia. You know what you guys have to do. Does basically having it laid out on the table help you guys in a way mentally?
Oh, absolutely. Knowing that you control your own destiny. You're not worrying about what other teams are doing. So all our focus is on us, the whole team, our coaching staff, our training staff, our players. That's our team. That's all we're focused on right now. And like I was saying earlier, last week, I noticed before the game, man, it was a calm focus and a humble confidence I felt. In warm-ups, I felt it. And I felt like we had DC exactly where we wanted them. And we went out and made plays, and we're just looking to carry that over this week. And we know Philadelphia is a very well-known team in this league, have a lot of success, very well coached, good quarterback, good secondary. They do a lot of the little things right, and that's why they're so successful. So going against a team like that, you got to like Coach said, you got to match their intensity. You got to play your style of football and dictate tempo in all facets. And if we could do that, we're going to come out on top.
Being able to come back home certainly will probably give you guys a little bit more juice after that road trip. So when you talk about Philadelphia, and for people who know the league, obviously, they know Philadelphia. They know they've been a good football team for a long time. You just mentioned their secondary. They probably have one of the more talented secondaries in the league of the past couple of years, considering the guys they have back there. James Romaine, Torres Jones, and Dwayne Hollis. Those guys have been in the league with that team particularly for a long time. Right. So how do you as a quarterback, should you play again this week, or if Randy goes back in there, what are you guys looking at to attack that talented secondary this week?
Well, like you said it perfectly. I mean, they're a very experienced secondary. They've been playing together. They know each other. They understand the system. And they don't try to do too much. Coach Dozell believes in what he believes in. And those guys get good at what they get good at. They're focused on their man-to-man team. They sprinkle in some zones here and there. They trust themselves. They have good ball skills. So we're still at an advantage on offense. Remember, we have a guy in high motion. So if we take care of the little things that we got to take care of and we execute, they can't stop us. But if you give them an inch, they'll take it. So you got to just make sure you hone in on the little things. And obviously, we respect the secondary. We respect their defense. Even their jack linebacker's an all-pro arena receiver, and he has good ball skills. So he's another guy that's in their secondary now who we got to respect. So we have a lot of respect for them, but we know if we do what we did the past couple of weeks, we'll take care of business and then go from there.
Now, we were talking to Antoine Grant last week about your connection with him as from quarterback to wide receivers. He's broken out these past couple games. He's been solid all season long, but all of a sudden now he's scoring at will, it seems like. Do you feel like you and him have a certain connection between as a quarterback and wide receiver, or he just happens to be the guy you end up going to, considering the talent you have on that receiving core in Lamarck Brown, Rashad Sutton? No, Kendrick Gaines, when he comes back, it will obviously add to it when he comes back from injury. But do you and Grant have a special connection?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have a good connection with everybody on in the receiving core. I think Grant's been showing out the last 2 weeks. He's doing a really good job in high motion, creating separation. But with Lamarck Brown having a very, very good year, it's helping Grant get in single coverage. And guys like Stills who come on, they're all complementing one another. And this is a big physical receiving core we have. And it's good because we're all playing off each other. Everyone's rooting for each other. No one's selfish. And right now, Grant's the one in certain situations that are getting open because we're calling plays for him. But if coverage dictates otherwise, we go somewhere else. I mean, last week Rashad still had 10 catches. But they weren't for touchdowns. But 10 catches is 10 catches. And so it's like wherever the defense is going to dictate where you go with the ball. And if whatever they give us, we're going to take. And then when we have our chance to take our shots, we will. But Grant's been playing he's been playing lights out. He's a special guy. He's played in the NFL. He's played in the CFL with Coach, in the past. So he's just making the most of his opportunities right now. And we're looking to keep growing and keep building that foundation we've been building all year.
I'll leave you here with this one because you've been on a wild ride this season. Obviously, you come in, you're the first free agent signing in team history. They bring in a veteran quarterback like Randy Hippert. You guys are learning from each other. You said it's been a pleasure to have him in the quarterback room and learning from him as well. And you guys kind of feeding off each other. You step in when he gets hurt. You're lighting the world on fire right now. You're carrying not carrying the team, but you're obviously making the offense seem very explosive over the past couple of weeks, and obviously, should you continue to be the starting quarterback this coming week in place of Randy? I mean, what's this been like for you, knowing that you're able to start for essentially you're now your hometown team, considering you're only 40 minutes up the road?
Yeah, no, it's awesome to being able to just start on any team, but now starting on a team that's in my home state where my family and friends can come watch me play, it's pretty cool. And like I said, Randy's been doing a great job the last couple of weeks, helping me out. He's an extra set of eyes. He's basically like another coach. And with Coach James, Coach Stafford, and him on the sideline, that's that's 3 set of eyes that are giving me feedback, putting me in good position. So it's exciting. I can't wait to get out there and play. Whether I'm playing this weekend or not, I just want to get out there and play and compete. And I think we have a good shot this week.
It's Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light, live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. We're stepping aside, take a quick break. On the other side, we'll wrap things up, look ahead to the game against Philadelphia. Coach James will rejoin the program as well. Make sure you keep it locked. You're listening to Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Atlantic City Blackjacks football is on 97.3 ESPN.
ESPN. Listen all season as the voice of the Blackjacks, Nick Kosko and Coffee Jones, bring you all the exciting play-by-play action.
Yes, it is. Touchdown, Lamar Brown.
The Blackjacks host the Philadelphia Soul at Boardwalk Hall this Saturday. Kickoff at 7 p.m. It's Atlantic City Blackjacks Arena League football on 97.3 ESPN. We're all in.
Tropicana Atlantic City is not just a 24-hour gaming destination, it's a premier resort providing entertainment for everyone. Located on the beach and boardwalk, it's home to a wide variety of restaurants, bars, pools, and their very own IMAX theater. This season, Tropicana Atlantic City is proud to team up with the Atlantic City Blackjacks as the 2019 inaugural season presenting sponsor. For more information, visit Tropicana.net. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
Tilton Fitness, the official gym of the Atlantic City Blackjack players and Diamonds Dance Team, invites you to visit one of our 7 locations throughout New Jersey. Try one of Tilton Fitness's award-winning group exercise classes with over 125 to choose from every week. Use our state-of-the-art cardio and resistance equipment. Take a swim in our pool. Relax in our jacuzzi, steam room, or sauna. And complimentary babysitting for up to 2 hours. Tilton Fitness. See what we have to offer you.
Message and data rates may apply. Please don't text while driving.
If you've been in business more than 20 minutes, you've probably printed your logo on all kinds of promotional products. We all know logos work because they're on everything from the top of skyscrapers to the bottom of shoes. Ever wondered why? Or how to best use your logo to grow your business? Let us show you today for free. We're 4imprint, promotional product experts at your service. We're giving away the latest issue of Amplify, the digital magazine that reveals promotional product success stories absolutely free to everyone who texts GROW to 88988. At 4imprint, we make your logo look perfect on thousands of promotional items. With our 100% guarantee, it'll be right the first time, on time, every time. Your free e-magazine will reveal invaluable insights that can attract new customers, build your brand, and grow your business. Get the latest issue of Amplify absolutely free by texting GROW to 88988. That's GROW to 88988.
The doctors at Reconstructive Orthopedics are dedicated to getting you expert orthopedic care you need for your bone, joint, muscle, or ligament injury or condition. When you need exceptional care focused on you, see the same orthopedic doctors that treat the Atlantic City Blackjacks at Reconstructive Orthopedics. Available in Bordentown, Cherry Hill, Medford, Morristown, Sewell, Vineland, and Voorhees. Reconstructive Orthopedics, focused on you.
Ever wonder what ingredients are in Bud Light? Just check the packaging. We brew with hops, barley, water, and rice. Ever wonder what ingredients are in Coors Light? You can't check the packaging. You have to go to their website, download a PDF, and scroll to page 3. There it is. Coors Light brews with hop extract, barley, water, and corn syrup. Bud Light, brewed with no corn syrup. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, AB, St. Louis, Missouri. Based on information available at MillerCoors.com as of January 16, 2019.
This is Blackjacks Weekly.
Presented by Bud Light on 97.3 ESPN.
Live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township.
Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light, live from Chickies and Pete's in Egg Harbor Township. Nick Kosko alongside Blackjacks head coach Ron James and quarterback Warren Smith. We have a couple minutes to go before we wrap things up, gentlemen. And season flew by. I say this every week, Coach, but all of a sudden there's only 2 games left, and we were just talking about it before. It's Team Photo Day already. And when people think of Team Photo Day before professional sports, it's always before the season. But when it's professional sports, you wait till the end of the season. It's Team Photo Day already on Friday.
It's crazy. When you think about it, I mean, those weeks just flew by. We knew they were going to. I told the team, like, in the preseason, I said, we're going to blink and it's going to be week 10, and then we're already past that. So, it's all about getting our minds wrapped around this week. We're in a do-or-die situation. We've got to play our backsides off, and that's what we plan on doing.
Warren, what do you make of the team wearing all white at home? Should we try to tell the fans to have a white out on Saturday night at the Boardwalk Hall?
Yeah, if you got white, bring it, man. It's going to look good. All white looks sharp, and it makes guys with average speed like myself look fast. So I'm in.
The average speed was certainly on display the past couple of weeks as you were running all around. That Coffee wants to equate you to the college skill version of Johnny Manziel, of course.
Yeah, let's go college skill version for sure. Yeah, that's a compliment coming from Coffee Jones, man. He's a legend in this league, so that's awesome.
That's going to do it for us. It's been Blackjacks Weekly presented by Bud Light. Nick Kosko, Ron James, and of course Warren Smith. Catch the game this weekend, 7 p.m. kickoff right here on 97.3 ESPN. The Blackjacks look to keep their playoff hopes alive against the Philadelphia Soul. We'll see you back here next Thursday as well. Chickies and Pete's from 6 to 6:30.